You think you know the path to wealth. You've read the books. You've underlined the 17 principles. You've whispered definite chief aim into the mirror like it was a magic spell. You've carried Think and Grow Rich in your whole life like a passport to paradise. And yet, here you are, still waiting, still watching others pass you on the highway while you idle in the breakdown lane, convinced you're doing everything right. Listen closely. The year is almost 2026. The world has changed. The rules that built empires in 1937 are now the very chains keeping you small in this new era. Napoleon Hill gave us sacred fire, but fire can warm you, or it can burn your house down if you refuse to see that the wind has shifted. Tonight, I'm not here to recite the gospel you already know. I'm here to hand you the match and tell you which parts of the altar you must burn to the ground if you ever want to walk out of this decade truly wealthy, truly free, truly alive. There are 5 sacred commandments of the old school that millions still obey like slaves. 5 commandments that worked for Carnegie, for Edison, for Ford, but will sentence you to mediocrity if you follow them blindly now. And the fastest way to become wealthy by 2026 is not to obey them harder. It is to break them, deliberately, ruthlessly, without apology. Let's begin with the first heresy. 1. Write down your definite chief aim and read it aloud twice a day. That's what Hill told us, and for 50 years it was revolutionary, but today it is a lullaby that keeps dreamers asleep. You do not lack a definite chief aim. You lack the courage to admit that the one you wrote down 5 years ago is now a coffin for your potential. The man who wrote, "I will earn $100,000 a year by age 30 at age 25 is not the same man standing here at 29, broke, bitter, and reciting the same paragraph like a monk flagellating himself for sins he no longer commits. The world accelerated. Your soul evolved. Your old aim became a cage with golden bars. I want you to feel the weight of this. Every morning you read that outdated statement, you are performing a ritual of self-betrayal. You are lying to the universe. You are lying to the man or woman you have become. Burn the paper. Not tomorrow, tonight. Take the index card, the vision board, the laminated goal sheet you keep in your wallet like a relic. Walk to the sink and set it on fire. Watch the edges curl. Watch the ink melt. Feel the heat on your face and understand this is not destruction, this is resurrection. Wealth in 2026 does not come from dogmatic fidelity to a sentence written by a younger, smaller, more afraid version of you. It comes from ruthless congruence with who you are right now, this minute, this breath. So, what do you do instead? You ask one question every single day with trembling honesty. What is the absolute maximum expression of my current capacity and desire right now, knowing everything I know today? And you write the new aim only for the next 90 days, not 10 years, 90 days. Because the man who can clearly see 90 days ahead in 2025 moves faster than the man who thinks he can see 10 years ahead in 1937. Break the rule, burn the old aim, write a new one every quarter, and watch how fast the universe starts conspiring again. That is the first.
2. Never share your goals with anyone. Protect them from negative people. Hill warned us that doubters would murder our dreams in the womb. And he was right in a world where the average person changed jobs 3 times in a lifetime and stayed married to the same spouse for 50 years. But we do not live in that world. We live in a world where attention is currency, where networks compound faster than interest, where the right introduction can 100x your net worth overnight. Keeping your dream locked in a vault doesn't protect it, it suffocates it. The new rule is brutal in its simplicity. Share your goal so loudly, so early, and so often that the shame of not achieving it becomes greater than the fear of being judged for trying. Post it, tweet it, put it in your Instagram bio, tell the barista, tell your Uber driver, Tell your mother who never believed in you. Let the world become your accountability furnace. Yes, some will laugh. Yes, some will screenshot it for later mockery when you fail. Good. Let them. Because the moment you make your dream public, two unstoppable forces are unleashed. First, the people who resonate with it will find you. Investors, partners, mentors, customers. They don't find whispers, they find bonfires. Second, you will feel the heat of consequence on your back every single day. And nothing accelerates human performance like the terror of public humiliation. Edison didn't hide his goal of electrifying the world. He took out full-page ads promising light in every home years before he had a working bulb. Elon Musk tweets rocket explosion videos with the caption, "Congratulations, we failed again," and the world lines up to fund the next attempt. Stop protecting your dream like it's a fragile egg. Throw it into the arena like a live grenade. The explosion will either kill the old timid you or light up the sky for everyone to see where the future is being built. Break the second rule. Tell everyone and let the world either crown you or crucify you. Either way, you will be wealthy sooner than the man who stayed quiet. 3. Master one thing. Specialized knowledge is the key. Hill worshipped the specialist, the lawyer who knew only handled railroad cases, the engineer who spent 40 years on one kind of turbine. That was 1937. Today, the highest earners on earth are not specialists. They are synthesis machines. They are the ones who connect dots no one else sees because they refuse to stay in one lane. The founder who understands psychology, copywriting, and supply chains. The creator who blends fitness, philosophy, and meme culture. The investor who speaks fluent code, macroeconomics, and human desire. Specialization is now the slow lane. The new wealth equation is depth in one field plus dangerous curiosity in 10 others equals exponential leverage. Jeff Bezos didn't just master retail, he mastered rockets, cloud computing, media, and space because he understood that the future belongs to those who can translate value across domains. You do not need to become a shallow jack of all trades. You need one unfair spike, one thing you are top 1% in, and then you need to become dangerously fluent in the adjacent possibles. If you're a designer, learn to code just enough to build your own tools. If you're a coder, learn to sell like your life depends on it, because it does. If you're a writer, learn behavioral economics until you can predict human action like a psychic. The polymath is the new king. Break the third rule. Stop trying to be the best in one tiny pond. Become impossible to categorize. Become the bridge between worlds. And watch money chase you across borders you didn't even...
4. Persistence will overcome any defeat. Never quit. This one is the most dangerous lie of all. Because sometimes the fastest way to wealth is to quit immediately, without hesitation, without looking back. Not quit your dream, quit the path. The sunken cost fallacy has murdered more fortunes than market crashes ever have. You are not a tree. You do not have to die where you were planted. There is a generation still grinding away at a business model that was profitable in 2018, refusing to pivot because Hill said never quit. Meanwhile, teenagers are making 8 figures a year on platforms that didn't exist 3 years ago. Persistence is only noble when the strategy is sound. When the strategy is dead, persistence is slow suicide. I want you to tattoo this on the inside of your eyelids. The moment the data tells you the horse is dead, dismount. Not next month, not after one more launch, now. Take the loss, take the reputation hit, take the humiliation. Because the market does not reward warriors who die on the wrong hill. It rewards the ones who retreat fast, learn faster, and attack the next hill with overwhelming force. Steve Jobs was fired from his own company. He could have persisted in proving them wrong from the outside. Instead, he quit that fight, started Pixar and Next, and came back a decade later to save Apple because he had become a different animal. Quit faster. Break the fourth rule. The ability to abandon a sinking ship with grace is now a superpower. 5. Surround yourself only with a mastermind of people greater than you. This is the final sacred cow we slaughter tonight. For decades, we were told, find 5 people better than you, lock arms, meet every week, and success is inevitable. Beautiful in theory, disastrous in practice for most. Because the truth nobody says out loud is this: most masterminds are therapy circles with better branding. Most are echo chambers of people pretending to be further along than they actually are. Most are filled with advice from people who have never actually done what you're trying to do at the scale you're trying to do it. And the brutal reality of 2025 is that the real mastermind you need is not a group of peers. It is the invisible college of the dead and the distant. Your true mastermind is the 3 a.m. silence when you sit alone with the distilled genius of history's giants. Nietzsche, Miyamoto Musashi, Catherine the Great, Marcus Aurelius, Charlie Munger, Naval.
They never sleep. They never charge you equity. They never get jealous when you surpass them, and they are ruthless in their clarity. Your second mastermind is the marketplace itself. Every sale that didn't convert, every customer who refunded, every hater who left a 1-star review, they are giving you real-time feedback that no paid coach ever will. Stop outsourcing your thinking to a Zoom room full of people as confused as you. Curate your counsel from the gods and the ghosts, and then, once a year, pay whatever it takes to spend one day with someone who is already living your future. One dinner, one walk, one conversation. That is worth more than 10 years of weekly mastermind calls. Break the 5th rule. Dissolve the mastermind. Build a monastery of one, with occasional pilgrimage to the mountaintop. You are now dangerous. You have burned the old maps. You have broken the 5 commandments that kept good people comfortable and poor. You no longer cling to outdated aims. You no longer hide your fire. You no longer specialize into obsolescence. You no longer persist on dead roads. You no longer dilute your mind in mediocre circles. You are free. And freedom is terrifying, because now there is nothing left to blame. No guru, no outdated principle, no negative relatives, no market conditions. Only you and the clock. 2026 is 90 days away. 2026 is 386 mornings from today. You do not need another 10-year plan. You need a 90-day war plan. You need to move so fast that doubt cannot catch you. You need to build in public so loudly that opportunity has no choice but to notice. You need to become the kind of person who makes investors nervous because you're moving too fast to be safe and too focused to be stopped. This is the new success scripture, written in fire. Update your aim every quarter or die by the old one. Burn quietly and no one will warm their hands. Specialize too narrowly and the future will specialize in forgetting you. Persist in the wrong direction and you will arrive precisely at failure. Seek counsel from the average and you will achieve the average. Break the old rules, not because Napoleon Hill was wrong. He was right for a world that no longer exists. You are not dishonoring the master. You are becoming the new one. The year is 2025. The gate is wide open. The old gods are asleep. There has never been a better time to become legend. Now, close this video. Take out a single sheet of paper. Write the date 90 days from today. Write the one number that would make you cry with pride if you hit it. Write the one offer, the one product, the one move that could get you there. Sign it, post it where you cannot escape it, and then move. Not tomorrow, not after the holidays, not when you feel ready. Now, because the universe does not reward those who were going to. It rewards those who did. And somewhere in the unseen, Napoleon Hill is smiling. Not because you obeyed every word he wrote, but because you finally understood the only principle that matters. The principles must evolve, or the student dies worshiping a corpse. Go.
Break everything that is holding you back and build a fortune worthy of the fire now burning in your chest. I'll see you at the top, or I won't see you at all. Either way, the world is about to find out who you really are.